Okay, guys, so I am going live on Instagram and Facebook, so just bear with me if any technology things pop up, but I'm so excited here to share about some natural wellness options with you guys. If we haven't met, my name is Rachel, and I'm going to talk tonight about some different wellness options that we can have in our life to support us. So we're going to be chatting about Young Living, the company that I'm partnered with. Hey ladies, as you hopping on, you can say hello or comment and ask any questions. So Young Living is a lifestyle company. We have oils and natural products that we use every single day to enhance our lives. So to have another option in place of a chemical option, just in place of maybe a medication if you see fit before you go to that realm, like whatever it is that you want to support in your home, whether it's just like safe cleaning, balancing your hormones, just less stress, like whatever it is that you have going on in your life, in your home, we have products that help support that. So there are always options. They can be used with other, modalities and treatments and medications and all that kind of stuff. And that is totally person dependent. So I just love to be able to share that we do have different options, and a lot of it is amazing to have a natural option to choose first if you choose. So let's jump in. I've got some notes so I won't forget. So essential oils throughout history, they're really not new. Like now they might seem more commonplace, or in online you might see them being posted about, but they are not a new thing. So everyone from ancient Egyptians, Romans, Native Americans, they all recognize the power of plants and essential oils and herbs and medicinal things, right? So many Native Americans would steam and boil plants and use those medicinal herbs. There are over 188 references in the Bible to various essential oils like frankincense and myrrh. So they're not a new thing. They've just maybe grown in a little bit more popularity and awareness lately. So frankincense is the first one I'm going to chat about. It's one of the more sought after oils throughout history. I wish you could smell it through the screen. Today we use it to feel emotionally uplifted, to help with stress. It's really great for skin support, so anything like cuts, scrapes, burns, wrinkles. I like to put it in my skin cream every night. It is just an amazing oil, and it is one of probably like the most old ancient oils. What's really cool about Young Living is that we have farms around the world, and why this really matters is because frankincense, for example, is only grown in 2 places in the world. So it is grown in the right soil, the right climate. It is, traditional tree. It's not something that's grown synthetically in a lab and created, which is powerful because we're still getting whatever benefits are in that plant and tree when it is grown properly and harvested and distilled. So if you're not into the science part, that's cool. Just know that that truly makes a difference where it is grown and how it is harvested. So love frankincense oil. It is a very versatile oil and is one I think everybody should have on hand. So the next one I'll briefly chat about is Thieves. If you've heard of Young Living, you've probably heard of Thieves oil. It is a blend, which just means it's made from more than one plant. And this blend was created around a legend in 15th century France. So there's many different stories, but basically it was a bunch of people that were robbing, the sick or the dying, graves, different things like that. It was rough times back then, and they weren't getting sick, so they were caught, and the king or whoever was in charge said, how aren't you getting sick? And it was because they were using plants and different herbs and medicinal things that Young Living created the Thieves blend out of. So they created it based upon that. So it has a few different oils in it, and they are really, really great for supporting our wellness. So that looks like cough and cold support. It is a natural health product in Canada, which means that Health Canada has approved it for cough and cold support. We have lots of different natural health products approved with Health Canada. So I like to rub it on the bottoms of my feet every night just to kind of stay above the wellness line. You can roll it down your spine. You can diffuse it. It will get a little bit warm because it has some cinnamon and clove in it, but you can still totally use it in whatever way you want. So it's one that you really want to have around kind of in cough and cold season, and just to have kind of ongoing, right? We don't want to wait till we are unwell to use oils and natural products. Like, yes, you can, and that's great, and they'll support you, but why not use something before it gets there, right? Just to support our daily wellness. So 4 different ways that Young Living gets their essential oils. So essential oils are the profound plant concentrate, so they contain the natural aromatic smell and the characteristics of that plant. So whatever properties, say a peppermint plant has, your oil will have that, and you will get the benefit of that. So all Young Living's oils from plants are either grown on our farms or our partner farms around the world, and they all have our seed to seal promise, which just means that it is very kind of rigorous testing and care from the seed all the way to like the shipping, the distilling, all the way to your home, to the product that you get. So you know that you're not losing any of those benefits of the plants. So Young Living's oils are gathered in 4 different ways. First one is called steam distillation, and that is for most oils. So you can kind of think of it like whatever plant material they take, they put it in the little pressure cooker, it pressurizes it, steams it, and it separates the oil and the water, right? Because oil and water don't mix. So one of those would be peppermint. It's pretty common for most of the oils, but peppermint would be one of those. So peppermint we like to use for head and neck tension. I have it on my feet right now on the back of my neck because it is hot and we do not have AC in here. So it helps to cool down the body. It's also really great for kind of indigestion, stomach. Think of like peppermint tea. What properties would peppermint tea have? The same would go for the oil. It's really great, like I said, head and neck tension, cooling down. I also have put it behind my ears when I had motion sickness, nausea, that kind of thing. It's really, really supportive, and it is one you just definitely don't want to be without. I always carry this one with me. And a fun fact, it takes, or 1 drop of peppermint is equal to 27 cups of peppermint tea. So it is strong, which is another really cool thing about using pure oils, is that a little bit goes a long way. So 1 drop of peppermint equal to 27 cups of peppermint tea. You're going to be using a lot less oils than you would say like a fresh herb. So next way to get oils is called cold pressing, and that is for all of the citrus oils. So things like lemon, grapefruit, lime, and cold pressing means that they take the rind of whatever citrus fruit it is and they distill that rind. So they don't actually distill the inside of the fruit, but Young Living is very aware of sustainable farming practices, and nothing goes to waste. So that is used in another kind of modality, whether that be for a natural herbicide or in a bunch of different ways. But they get the oil from the rind. So they take the lemon rind and they distill that. Lemon and all the citrus oils are going to be high in something called D-limonene, and that is great for mood. It's great for emotions. If you are somebody who likes the science behind it, if you Google PubMed, lemon essential oils, or lemon emotions, lemon anxiety, you will see how powerful aromatherapy can be. And it is totally not just like a fad. It's something, in your head. It works on our brain and our limbic system, which is where our emotions, our mood, and our memory is stored. So citrus are really powerful for that. So I like to use citrus oils just by dropping in a hand and going like this and tenting, just kind of inhaling it. You can also put it, let's say, on the back of your neck to just kind of get it on your body. Diffusing it's really great. And there are just so many uses for lemon. Lemon is kind of like a natural Goo Gone as well. So if you've got any kind of like sticky residue, it works super well. My latest adventure with lemon was a 30-plus-year-old sticker that was on the cabin window that literally was like black from sitting there and like baking in the sun for 30 years, that I pulled it off. I cleaned it with some thieves cleaner that we use in our house, and then I put lemon oil on it, and I just let it work away and get rid of that sticky residue, and it works so well. So I've also heard great things about markers and crayons from kids on the walls, but haven't gotten there yet. Okay, the third way we get oils is called resin tapping, and that is for oils like frankincense, myrrh, copaiba. And those are thicker oils that are from trees. So think of it as kind of like maple syrup, right? They'll tap the tree and that sap or resin will come out, and they'll let that resin dry, and that's what they actually distill. So copaiba is one of them, and frankincense that I mentioned. And copaiba is really, really gentle. It's really great for kind of healing, inflammatory. It is great for skin support, and it's so gentle. Like, it doesn't really have a smell, I would say. So I feel like not a lot of people use it just because they're like, it doesn't smell good or like anything. It's very, very mild. So you can add this to other things if you want to give it a little bit of a boost, or really, really gentle to use. So on skin, I've used this on my dog years ago. You can use it on your kids. The thing with kids and pets is just be a little bit more aware because they have more thinner, sensitive skin. So elderly, pets, kids, yes, you can use oil safely, but think of it as like they've got a little bit more sensitive, thin skin. So you'd want to use less, or put something like a carrier oil with it. So like a coconut oil, olive oil, something like that. So and then the last way that Young Living gets oils is called absolute oil extraction, and that is only for jasmine oil. And it is actually not an essential oil. It's called a, what is it called now? My mind's blanking. It is just like vanilla that we also do. It's not a true essential oil. It's like an extraction. So it's just another way of getting it from the plant, but it's truly not actually an essential oil. So that's how we get our oils. There are 4 different grades of oils on the market. So maybe you've seen oils at, your local grocery store or online, or, from different companies or websites. They are pretty commonplace now, but there are 4 different grades of essential oils. So I like to think of it as when you have a cup of tea. So if you make a cup of tea and tea bag is in there, that is your first distill. That is all Young Living uses. It means that you get the most potent amount of plant material, you get kind of the strongest and best, and whatever is in that plant is there to help support you. A second distill would be taking that, let's say, tea bag, putting it in another cup, and that would be a second distill. It's a little bit more dilute, right? It still might smell like tea, but it's a little bit more dilute. A third distill is again a little bit weaker, and then fourth distill. So there are 4 different grades on the market. Young Living only uses first distill, so they're a therapeutic essential oil, which means you get all of those benefits. And some oils are so particular, like I don't know the exact amount. I feel like it's cypress. I could be wrong, but one of them is like you have to distill it for exact amount of hours, because if you do too less, it might smell like the oil, but it won't have the properties. And if you do too much, again, it won't have the actual, benefits that you want of it. If you're listening to this, you are interested in natural wellness options, so you want something that not only smells great, but it has great supports for your body. So it is important what we use. So we have singles versus blends, and that just means a single would be one oil like lemon, a blend would be multiple oils like thieves. They are both the same, pure, nothing is diluted. Our only oils that have some dilution in them would be our kids line, and that is because they're pre-diluted and it will state that on the bottle. But otherwise you can look at them and flip over the bottle and it will say peppermint 100%, which is so cool because there's no regulation on essential oils. So if you look at some of them and you peel back the label, it might say XYZ essential oil, but if you actually look at it, it might have alcohol, it might have fillers, it might have something else in it that you're not actually wanting, that, you don't want to pay for, plus you probably don't want on your body. So Young Living only uses pure therapeutic oils, and the ones that are diluted are just diluted so that they're a little bit more gentle for kids or babies. Okay. So how can we use oils every day to support ourselves? So most people have heard of a diffuser. That's like the most common thing, or what most people think of when they think of essential oils. So that is the first way. You can grab a cold air diffuser, which just means that it's not going to heat, so it's not going to wreck any of those properties. And what I like to do, I like to think of it as if it's something to do with your brain, mood, sleep, emotions. Inhaling it, or diffusing, or like cupping your hands, inhaling, is a really great way to support that, because it goes into your brain where your limbic system is, where I said those emotions, memories, and mood are stored. So diffusing is a really great way to do that. So we like to diffuse before bed, always. In the morning I'll pop it on, but basically before bed is a really good one, because then it kind of supports you while you sleep, right? So we can use oils for specific reasons, like let's say sleep support, relaxation, mood boosting. We can also use oils to match seasons. So for example, Christmas spirit is a really, really great one for around the Christmas time. So instead of using candles that have, lots of hidden ingredients in them, and they don't actually give you a benefit, they might smell good, but they don't give you a physical benefit or emotional benefit, oils can do that. So Christmas spirit would be a really great one. And this diffuser, for example, I don't have it plugged in, but it has different settings. So it has a candle mode, it has a flicker, it has lights or not lights. So you can create that kind of ambiance and mood of candles, but you don't necessarily need to be diffusing them. Another really great one to diffuse is Stress Away, which, as its name sounds, is for like stress, mood, anxiety support. It's such a powerful tool to be able to just have these and just say, I'm feeling this way today. I'm going to grab an oil for this, or I'm going to put this on because I know it's a great habit for my health and I'm going to support my health. Like, it's powerful. Okay, topically is another way that you can use oils. One way that I love to use oils is topically. So at the beginning, I used Valor, which is basically my number one for like stress, anxiety, confidence. It's something that I apply every morning, every evening, no matter what. Just part of, like I said, like caring for myself. I don't wait till I have to feel those emotions to support myself. But then I also apply it when I need it. So I applied it right before this class because I still get nervous going live. That's just the way life is. And it is a really, really great oil topically. Yes, you can put it in the diffuser, but I prefer to do it topically. So you can put oils, let's say behind your ears, where I like to put emotional oils, put on the back of your neck, maybe it's on your wrists, diffuser bracelets, bottom of the feet like thieves, like I told you. Or if you're having some sort of physical symptom. So let's say you've got an upset stomach. You could pop on Digize, which is kind of all things digestion, stomach support, or even peppermint, and rub that on your stomach where you're having discomfort. Let's say you've got knee pain. Popping Panaway on. Panaway, Pain Away is a really, really great one to support that. So could you diffuse, let's say, if you're having knee pain? Sure, it might help you, feel a little less stressed and calm yourself, and it will support you, obviously, like the brain is attached to pain. But physically, if you want something supported, putting topically is a really, really great option. So something like Panaway, you can even put a couple drops in a little container of Epsom salt, pop them in the bath. That is a powerful way to use oils to support you. And it can be used in place of, let's say, a pain medication, or used prior to. Like if you're like, I'd really like to try this, see if it works first. If it doesn't, I'm going to take something else. Great. It's a good option. Third way we use oils is internally. So Young Living's oils are labeled for internal use. They will have a white label on them. In Canada, they're called Plus oils. In the US, they're called Vitality. It is the exact same oil. Like if you look at a peppermint, it says on the label 100% pure peppermint. The Peppermint Plus says 100% pure peppermint. The reason we have that is just to differentiate and be a safety, right? So that they comply with health standards and that that peppermint's okay to ingest. So ways that you can use oils internally. I love to put peppermint in my coffee every morning. I put it in my oat milk, froth it up. It is phenomenal. It tastes so good. You can put it in baking, like brownies, cookies. I love to use cilantro, the oil, in mango salsa instead of having to cut up and have fresh cilantro on hand. So it's great for the herbs that are oils that just make it easy to have on hand and you don't always have to have fresh stuff. Lemon, adding our Lemon Plus into different drinks, and then you're going to get the benefit of that oil as well. So we can also use oils for certain things like cleaning, for example, like lemon's really good, thieves again I mentioned, or purification. So purification's one that I love to put in my garbage can. So I put those stickies that you put on the bottom of oh my gosh, now my mind's blanking, on the bottom of couches and table chairs and things like that, because they're sticky. I put that in the bottom of the garbage can and put a couple drops on purification, and it helps just kind of cleanse and purify the air. So again, you can use them for cleaning support in your home. So a couple mentions about safety. So like I mentioned, oils can be used for everybody safely. First off, just start slow. Like if you've never used oils, try a little patch test on yourself, see how it makes you feel. Does it get a little warm? Does it get cool? How does it affect me? Do I like that? Do I not like that? Just see what your body, is needing. And less is more. You can always add more oils. And like I said, they're so potent. 1 drop of peppermint equal to 27 cups of peppermint tea. You do not need a lot. So start low, work from there. There are hot oils, which means they will just get a little bit warm on your skin. That doesn't mean you're having an allergic reaction. It doesn't mean that something's wrong. It means that is what that plant is supposed to do. So peppermint, for example, gets cool. Panaway will get fairly warm. Thieves, it has clove, it has cinnamon. Those are hot oils, so it will get warm on your skin. Yes, you can use them on your skin, but you might want to use a carrier oil, like I said, like a coconut oil, olive oil, something like that. If you get oils where you shouldn't, let's say you put peppermint on your temples for some head and neck tension and it gets too close to your eyes or the wind blows in. I'll never forget, we were driving once and I gave some to my dad for a headache and he had the window down and it was blowing air, so it kind of blew into his eye, right? First things first, don't rub your eye. And don't put water in it. Like, it might be tempted if you're at home and you get oil where you shouldn't to put water on it, but that doesn't work. Oil and water doesn't mix. So you would want to put like a coconut oil, olive oil, something like that, which is a carrier oil to kind of help draw out the essential oil. And that is true for having baths. So if you want to bath with oils, it's an amazing way to relax, support your muscles. But you can't put the oil right in the water because it just doesn't mix. So putting it in a cup of Epsom salt, allowing the oil to go on the salt and then in the water, and it will just dissolve easier. Also, photosensitivity is an important thing. So just like some medications will make you a little bit more sensitive to the sun, so do citrus oils. So it doesn't mean you can't use them. It just means if you want to use them topically, avoid going in the sun. So let's say I want to use lemon. I'm going to use lemon at night or on a piece of my body that's not going to be in direct sunlight, just so that it's not as sensitive to the sun. Doesn't mean you can't use them. Just means I wouldn't want to, put it all over my face and then go out in the hot sun in like Hawaii or something. That wouldn't be very good. And oils for kids, pets, like I said, babies, we actually have specific lines for those kind of more thinner, sensitive skin. We have a animal line called Animal Sense, Kid Sense, which is our kids line, and Seedlings, which is our baby line. So we've got kind of everything for everybody. It doesn't mean you can't use, let's say, a regular Digize on your kid. You can. It just might mean you want to be a little bit more aware of how much you're using, and less is more, and diluting it a bit more. But we do have an entire kids line. So kids is called Kid Sense, and where's my other one? I had it somewhere. Oh, and the baby one is called Seedlings. Okay. So our Thieves line is next. Like I said, it is so supportive for our wellness. It's a Health Canada approved cough and cold support. So we created a whole Thieves line on it. So I'm not going to go into all of the Thieves line because it is amazing. We've got everything from like cleaning products to toothpaste, dish soap, hand soap, anything that you kind of need for your home to swap out and have a better option. So this would be our chemical-free cleaning line. But I'm going to talk about two of my favorites. So my number one for sure favorite that I think everybody needs in their home, because it is such an easy swap, but it's so impactful, is Cleaner. So Thieves Cleaner comes in a bottle like this. It is made with the Thieves blend, of course. It has plant-based, so no chemicals. So it's one thing to, have a safer option where you don't have chemicals in it. That's amazing, and that's a huge first step. And if you're doing that, so proud of you. But if you want to take it up a level and you want something that's good for you as well, like supporting you, you're going to get the power of the essential oils in the cleaner. So not only is it safe for you, it's safe for your pets, your kids, your babies, the environment, like it's not harmful for us, and it replaces everything. So did I bring my spray bottle? I didn't, but 1 capful of this cleaner into a spray bottle that's maybe yay big, top it with water, and that's what we use for everything. Like there's no, oh, it's a window, oh, it's a floor, oh, it's a sink, and we have to have 20 different cleaners filled with chemicals and hope our kids don't open, under the cabinet. Like that's not the case. No, you don't want to drink this, but I have looked up the kind of health and safety sheets on it, and all it says is to drink lots of water just to flush it out of your system. So having that as a safe option is like so amazing. So it costs about $1 to make a spray bottle with it. You just, again, put a capful in a bottle, say yay big, fill it up with water, and that's it. This is all we've used for 6 years, and it is amazing. Like there's nothing it can't do. And then my other favorite from the Thieves line is our laundry soap. Again, because it's so impactful. Like we all clean, we all wash our laundry, but when you think about how impactful what we use is, it's like mind-blowing, right? We wash our clothes, then we wear them all day. We wash our sheets, then we sleep in them at night. We wash our towels, then we dry our body with them. We are constantly exposed to whatever we're washing and cleaning with, right? Or we walk on our floors and we just cleaned. We're constantly exposed to that. So we want to limit the amount of, chemicals and toxins that are in cleaning products, because there are actually a lot of them. They can disrupt our hormones, our endocrine system, our immune support, our respiratory system. So having a better option is easy, like it's a no-brainer. So I love the laundry soap because, again, we all know how to use laundry. What will kind of surprise you at first with Young Living products is that they are very concentrated, meaning you do not need a lot. The first time I saw Reggie using the laundry soap, I was like, did you read the instructions? I hope you did, because normally you'd probably put this whole cap full of laundry soap. But it doesn't work like that when you're using really concentrated plant-based options. So we're not paying for water. This is 100% pure concentrated. So you only use a quarter of a cap, and I kid you not, it works. It works amazing. This is all we've used for years, and it lasts a really long time, and it works well. So think about if you've ever had like a skin reaction or rash or anything like that go on, what is the first thing that you were asked? Have you changed your soaps or your cleaners or your detergents? Because that's what we're exposed to all day, right? Even if we leave the home and we're not in our home, we're wearing clothes all day, and then we're coming back and we're sleeping in our bed and our sheets and whatever we washed it in. So those two are my top choices 100% from our Thieves line, would be the cleaner and the laundry soap. And we do have a whole kind of Thieves bundle if that's something that you want to start with, because it's really easy, right? We all know how to use the hand soap and dish soap and cleaners. So those are some of my absolute favorites. Okay. Our next product line that I'm going to share about is basically our antioxidant wellness drink. So it's called Ningxia. All of our Ningxia products are based on the Chinese Ningxia wolfberry. It's also known as goji berry. The Ningxia province in China has grown wolfberries for over 600 years. And interestingly enough, the people in that province of China, in Ningxia, are 4 times as likely to live to 100 years old than any other province in China. So these are special wolfberries, and they're made into a puree to support our wellness, basically. So I'm not sure if you can see, maybe they've kind of settled a little bit. So it kind of like this looks a little thinner than this, and that's because it's not truly a juice. It is a puree. So the whole wolfberry is used, which means you don't lose any of the nutritional value and the support. So they take, the seed, the skin, all of that berry, grind it all up, puree it, and add some essential oils. So there's the wolfberry puree, blueberry, aronia, cherry, pomegranate, plum, grape, and then essential oils, tangerine, orange, yuzu, and lemon. So remember what I mentioned about citrus and being supportive for mood. Limonene is in the citrus oils, so they're added into Ningxia. So I've been taking this for 6 years almost, and what I find is huge support for mood and energy. Like, those would be my top ones. Lots of people say sleep, lots of people say energy, digestion, hormone support, mood, but for me it's energy and mood, like 100% hands down. I couldn't do shift work without Ningxia. And when I started taking 2 ounces versus 1 ounce, you can take honestly as much as you want, but 1 to 2 ounces a day, I noticed a huge shift in my mood. So if you look up wolfberries, mood, or wolfberries, anxiety, depression, wolfberries, the liver, like if you're interested in that and you're like, I need to know actually how it works, if you're somebody like me, then start Googling that. Like, search PubMed, search some resources, and just honestly look up what it does. If you ever want a sample of Ningxia, this is something that I love to give to people to try, because you're unsure what it tastes like before you actually try it. So it works out to, I think, less than $2 a day for 1 ounce. I think it's like $1.80 or something, depending on what kind of variety you buy. You can also buy it in packets, but it's something that I just always take. Like, I don't wait to feel unwell or wait to feel tired or wait to feel grouchy to take it. It's just something that I support my wellness with every day, and it costs less than a cup of coffee. So Ningxia is a number 1. Next kind of area I want to mention is our supplements. So we have over 600 products with Young Living. When Young Living started in the early 90s, they had a few wonderful supplements. Now it has grown dramatically. With all of our oils and products, we have over 600 products. So there's something for everybody. And no, you're not going to need everything, and no, you shouldn't take everything. I honestly suggest to people when they start is to pick one thing if you're going to add a supplement, just so you can see how it feels to your body, and you're going to know if it feels better, if you like it, if you don't like it. So I'm going to share a couple of my favorites, but just know if there's something you have in particular, like if you're like, oh, I have, arthritis, I'd like something to support that. Yes, there's a supplement for that. Like there's something honestly for everybody, but I'm going to mention my 2 favorites that every single month we order that I never want to run out. So the first one is Life9. It's a probiotic. If you've heard of probiotics, maybe you know kind of what they're about and how they support you. They are great for your gut health, of course, but your gut is where kind of everything is from. So your immune support, about 70% of your immune support is from your gut. Your brain, the neurotransmitters in your brain that help with things like memory, anxiety, depression, those kinds of things, they're made in your brain, but they're more so made in your gut. Your gut health is so important. Your hormonal health is also so important from your gut. So kind of everything starts from the gut. So supporting that is really powerful. So Life9 has 9 different strains of good bacteria for us, which means it's going to support different things. So everything from like vaginal health to digestive health, like hormones, like it is such a powerful tool for everybody. What a lot of people say is they notice their digestion improve, skin, their hormones, like it's just a really, really powerful supportive probiotic. So I take this every single night. I take 1. I was sick last week and I upped it to 3 times per day. And I did that because I know that my body's working harder and my gut is part of my immune system. So I upped it. And I love that about supplements is I can choose if I want to, use more of a natural product or less, or, add in an extra oil or take an extra supplement. So this is never medical advice. You need to, do your own research and decide what's best for you. But I love that, I can just add an extra oil. I'm not going to overdose on an oil. I'm just going to, roll on an extra roll of Thieves in the evening, or, take an extra probiotic to support my gut. So whatever's best for you, but just know that that's a really cool thing about natural options is that you can, play around and see what's best for your health. The other one that I love is Super B. So this is a complex B vitamin, and it has nutmeg essential oil in it. What's really cool as well about our supplements is that they have oils infused into them. So yes, you get the great, vitamin or mineral that you're wanting, but having an oil infused into it helps it get into the cell better. So you're able to use it and your body's able to absorb it and utilize it better. So if you're going to pay for a product, you want to make it work. So I love Super B. It is basically all things mood, energy, hormone support. I love it. Like a lot of people say they are a big B if they don't take their Super B because it's so powerful for your mood and your emotions. So I take 2 per day, but I used to take 2 in the kind of afternoon, like in that slump. And what I found works best for me is taking 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. So I love that I, again, can kind of play around to see what works best for my body, but this is one that I would suggest for everybody, 100%. Okay, personal care products. So as we mentioned before, Young Living is truly a lifestyle company. So we have products to enhance your everyday life while getting the chemicals out of your home and your life. So many of the chemicals that are introduced into our home are in the form of personal care products. So things like shampoos, soaps, toothpaste, skincare products. The personal care industry has over 80,000 chemicals, with only about a quarter of them actually being identified, researched, or tested. Yes, this is alarming. Yes, this might freak you out and you're like, I don't know where to start. Do I have to throw everything out? Just know that any place that you start is going to be helpful for you, whether it's just getting rid of one product and swapping it out, whether it's just looking at one label or one ingredient, that's going to help you. So it's something that's in our day always is, our personal care products, but they can be a, better, safer option. So I'm only going to mention a couple because again, we have so many products, but 2 of my favorites are deodorant. And why this is so impactful is because everybody knows how to use it. Everybody uses it, but it can be filled with really, really harmful ingredients, and they are right next to our breast tissue, our lymph nodes. It can contain things like aluminum and just really harmful ingredients for us. So a really easy option is switching to a natural deodorant that doesn't have any of that. Like it doesn't have fragrance or synthetics or anything that can be harming us. So I love the deodorant. My favorite is the Valor one. And then another really easy one is the charcoal bar soap. So we've got tons of different soaps and lotions and shampoos and all that. Why I love this one is because I use it for my face as well as my body. It's just really easy. It's cheap. I do one, face, body, done, and it's good for my body. Good for the environment, right? We're not washing crap down our drains. Other than my hair that seems to always go out. Next one is shampoos and conditioners. Again, it's on your head. You're washing with it daily or weekly. So we want to make a better, safer option for us and for the environment. So this is the Lavender Mint line. I've been using it for quite a few years. And it's just an easy spot. If you think of the things that could be in those products, you can even search up on a really, really good website. It's called EWG, Environmental Working Group. And just type in the ingredient or type in the product and see what comes up, and just see if it has anything in it that might not be that great for you and if there's a better option for you. So shampoos, conditioners. A couple of other favorites that are kind of in the body care, self-care realm is pain cream. This one is so good and a better option than some of the ones that are out there that have a bunch of crap in them. So this is a Cool Azul pain cream. It has the oil Cool Azul in it. It has wintergreen, and it is basically like any kind of, muscle rub you'd find out there, but it doesn't have the crap in it. So again, something that you already know how to use, but is much, much better for you. So a little goes a long way. One of my favorites. And then another favorite that I actually use every night. So I simply use it just to kind of open up my airways and have better sleeps and breathe better while I'm sleeping. This is our Thieves Chest Rub. So it has a little kind of applicator, so you don't have to touch your finger with it. You just rub it on where you want. Great for kids. You can roll it on their back, on their feet, on their chest. And it is, again, like a chest rub, like a cough and cold rub, but it doesn't have that crap in it. If you're unwell or you're trying to, support your breathing or your immune system and you're using something filled with chemical crap in it, sure, it might help a little bit because it has, whatever is in it to help support you, but it also has a bunch of crap. So your body's going to be working really hard to process that and get rid of it. So this is one of my favorite ones. Okay. Almost there. So another couple ones that I'm going to mention just to have them on hand. A lot of people come regarding hormonal questions, like cycle support, things like that. And I want to say that one of the most impactful things that you can do for your hormones, your cycle, for your health is having a chemical-free home. So that means getting rid of a product when you're done with it. Like if you're done with your cleaner, replace it with Thieves Cleaner. If you're done with your laundry soap, replace it with Thieves Laundry Soap. Candles, get rid of the candles, opt for a diffuser and a beautiful smelling oil. That is the most powerful thing that you can do to support yourself because it is so deep rooted in everything, right? If we're adding in things to support our hormones and our health and our immune system, but we still have a chemical free home, our body's going to be fighting that, right? It's going to be like, good, not good, good, not good. Like it can't heal with all those things. So a chemical free home is going to help basically every kind of issue that you have going on. But there are a couple male and female specific oils that I just want to briefly mention. Progestence Phyto Plus is our kind of female women's support oil. So it's not one that you diffuse, it's one that you apply topically. I apply it on my inner arms or wrists every single day, twice a day. And this is a great one for women and their hormones. So it has wild yam in it, which is a natural form of progesterone. So it's going to help with all things like mood, cycle, PMS, any kind of female kind of concern. There's tons of info on it. If you ever want to search in my Instagram or ask a question or Google it, you'll find tons of information about progestence. And then the male kind of equivalent is Shutron. So this is one for males. Women can use it too. This is not for males. Women can use this one too. I actually love the smell of it. But this would be in place of a cologne for guys. And we actually have a line with Shutron. So there's beard oil and shave cream and things like that. So yes, male and females can use all of this stuff, minus no progestence for guys. But we do have kind of more specific lines. So as you can see, Young Living is a lifestyle company. We strive to get the chemicals out of the home and replace them with therapeutic essential oils and natural enhancing products. So here's a list of like what chemicals that we could replace with oils. You think about what you have in your home, look it up on EWG, read the label. If you don't understand the label, that might be a sign that it has something in it that's not that great for you. So Young Living's oils and products are not sold in stores, although essential oils are pretty mainstream nowadays. The oils that you can buy in stores are not the same quality, like I mentioned before. So our products are shipped directly to you, and there are 3 ways to buy the products. Basically, it's a good, better, or best scenario. So a good option is as a retail customer. So it's a good option. You get the great products. They come straight to your door, but you pay full price. I never suggest that for anybody because it's free to be wholesale and no strings attached. So the better option is a wholesale membership, which is free. So it's kind of like Costco, but you don't have to pay for it. You get 24% off everything, and there's no strings attached. So like if you want to order once, great. If you want to order every month, awesome. Here and there, there's no strings attached. You do not have to sell, and you choose what works for you and when you want to buy. And then the best option is Essential Rewards, which is kind of like Costco meets Amazon meets your cashback credit card. So you get the great products, you get your 24% off, you get free gifts at 3, 6, 9, and 12 months, and then you also get a percentage back of everything that you order, just like a cashback credit card. So it sits in a little bank that you can use for free products later. So let's say you spend $100, you start at earning 10%, you'd earn $10, sits in a little bank, you use it later to buy free products. So how amazing is that? After 3 months, you move up to 20%, and then after 2 years, you're earning 25% back. So that's on everything. So now that I've been with Young Living for 6 years, every single time I spend $100, I get $25 back. That sits in a bank. You use it for free products. Like, there's no cashback credit card or no company that does it that good. So it's truly the best option. So I like to think of natural wellness as kind of like going to the gym or eating healthy. If you go to the gym once, maybe you show up, you're all excited, you're like, I'm going to change my health, I'm going to invest in myself, and then you show up once. Is that going to do anything? Probably not. Or eating healthy, if you're like, you know what, I'm going to cut out those chips, I'm going to choose this, healthier option instead, I'm going to have broccoli tonight instead of fries, but you do that once, is that going to change your life? Probably not. Like, it's going to help, and it's great, and it's a step. But natural living is basically the same. It's just going to compound when you become, more comfortable with these creating good habits for yourself, right? Having natural options instead of a chemical option in your home. So that's kind of how I like to think of it, and it's just truly the best option. So you can choose whatever's best for you. Whoever invited you to this video, you can send them my way if they don't have anybody to support them, or you can connect with the person that invited you. And then you can choose which way you would like to go ahead and order. So hope that was helpful, guys. My inbox is always open to ask questions and chat. And it is life-changing. Like, I know it might seem overwhelming to be like, ooh, but what's in my home? How can I, do it? Just start somewhere. Start somewhere, pick one thing, swap it out, or, be intentional with saying, this month I'm going to focus on this and get rid of this in my home and have a better option. Because it might seem simple and it might seem insignificant, but when you do that and you do it again and again, you create really good habits, and you do have natural options at your fingertips so that when something comes up, you're able to support yourself, and you don't have to wait for something to come up. You have a tool there and you can use it daily. So I hope you guys have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you later.